In this episode, we're going to take a look at an action figure from a person that is one of only a few that can say they are a real-life G.I. Joe. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we will be taking a look at the new G.I. Joe Classified Sergeant Slaughter figure.
Yo, Joe!
This is a figure I am super excited about because definitely he is one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters and real-life characters. I grew up watching him on Saturday morning WWF shows, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's in my favorite comic and cartoon and toys. So it was a landmark event when he, joined the force. So I can't wait to dive in, and I'll tell you what. First things first, this is definitely the best packaging we have seen from the G.I. Joe Classified series. I mean, yes, there was a lot of apprehension about the, windowless packaging and everything, but if they keep doing things like this, yeah, this is something special. I mean, just on here you see a cartoon version, a comic version, the WWF version, an action figure busting out. I mean, this is awesome. The side panel, we see a great picture of him with fighters reflected in his sunglasses. I mean, it's just awesome to behold. I really like it. And we'll skip taking a look at the back because, yeah, we'll dive in and see what's in the packaging. So, here we go. Okay, right out of the package, we have Sarge in a footlocker full of accessories. And just first impressions, I am very impressed with how well Hasbro did with getting his likeness and just his intimidating demeanor and physique. I mean, they did a great job from his expression to just everything about him. So let's take a look at what's inside the footlocker, and then we will play around and see how well it all goes with Sarge and how fun it is. So the footlocker, chock full of goodies here. We have 3 different sets of hands, an AK-47 with a modified muzzle, it looks like, and a removable clip. We have his hat, sunglasses, baton, the whistle, which unfortunately is cutting out of frame there. There we go. And probably one of the best accessories and action figure of himself. I mean, how meta can you get when a real-life G.I. Joe team member comes with the real-life toy that was released when we were kids? I mean, of course, that's not a posable figure. It's a very static little PVC figure. But, how fun is that? That's really cool. So, let's take a look at some of these things on him and have some fun. Okay, here is Sarge with all of his gear on. His hat, his glasses, and the whistle. Okay, I'm going to have to say I am super impressed because the glasses actually fit around his ear. Allow me to show you real quick. I don't know how well you can see in the light. Let me take his hat off, see if that helps any. But they actually go around his ear. And yeah, it's seamless. It fits perfectly. One of the things that you always run into with stuff like this is how wonky it looks, when you put sunglasses on an action figure. Let's not even talk about some of his versions in the OG toy line. That's on a smaller scale, and that was a long time ago. But even more recent,
action figures with that type of accessory feature, it just looks bad. This looks clean, looks good, it fits great, really impressed. The hat, I mean, it's kind of snug and it just kind of rests on top of his head. It doesn't, forcefully go down around his ears or anything. It just sits perfectly right on top and is really good. So now that we have seen him in all of his glory, let's swap out some of these hands and try out the gun, the baton, and some of those things. Okay, here we have Sarge with the AK-47, and I have to make a correction. It was not a piece of the muzzle that came with it. I believe it's like a laser scope that attaches to the side of the gun. It took me a minute to figure it out because how it interlocks just kind of threw me. At first I thought it was a sight that should have went on top, and yeah, I finally figured it out. Another thing I want to point out is I put his, gripping hand for his right hand, and for his left, it's like the grasping hand, so he could grab onto the gun as well with it. And those were very hard to take off, the fist hands that it came with, packaged with him. And the right hand went on very well, but the left hand just a little bit, you had to take your time and just slowly like twist it back and forth into the hole. But it finally worked and everything was cool. So I think it looks good. And yeah, we're going to flip over and check him out with his baton and see what kind of fun poses we can come up with. At ease, disease. That's exactly what I hear looking at this. He's got that authoritative pointer going on with his left hand, and he's holding his baton with his right. Now, my only critique of the baton is it should be a little bit thicker because you can't really play around with how he's holding it. He has to hold it from the larger side at the top where the brass knob is, which kind of stinks. I was kind of trying to pose him at first like he's getting ready to wallop somebody with it while he's pointing at him, but I couldn't do it because it kept sliding down. So, I mean, you can get him to look like he's holding it, definitely, but not really, action, worthy. But yeah, works really well. I'm so happy it came with so many different hands. I mean, I'll have to see how compatible they are, but I mean, these could be swapped out for other Joe figures, and that's pretty cool. I mean, any accessory that you can, swap with anyone else and have more playability is always awesome. So let's do one more pose with the last accessory we have left, and yeah, let's check it out. And here Sarge is saying, hurry up and get the Hasbro Pulse Maggot and order my figure. That's an order. Yeah, I know, I'm doing horrible at sounding like Sarge, but hey, I'm trying. Anyway, again, a really fun pose, and I just, again, love the fact that he came with an action figure of himself. Hey, here's hoping that one day we get a G.I. Joe classified fridge figure, and he comes with a little fridge figure. That would be awesome. Anyway, again, G.I. Joe Classified is a great toy line. They did great. I mean, this is a great figure. I mean, it's great no matter what. So I'm very happy that I ordered it. I'm very happy that Santa then brought it to me for Christmas, and I can't wait to get him up on the shelf with the rest of the Joe team. And I think the hardest decision at this point is, how's he going to be posed? I mean, because there's a lot of fun poses you can do just because of the amount of hands that he came with. And like I said, I can't wait to try them out on other figures if they're compatible. I mean, the stick and whole apparatus will work, but maybe his hands are a little bit bigger because he's a beefy guy, so we'll see. Anyway,
leave you there and say, yeah, I recommend this figure wholeheartedly, 100%. It is a great G.I. Joe classified figure, but to be honest, I've hardly run into any classified figure that I have disliked. I love them all. They've all been great. Of course, there's little things I could do without, or little changes I wish they would have made, but all in all, great toy line. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up. You got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.